Elara Winters learned early that love was something you watched from a distance. It reminded me of you, he said. She touched it like it might vanish. Why? He smiled softly. Because it's quiet, but strong. She wore it every day after that, not knowing it would one day be the first thing she would take off. That was how their love began. Not with a confession, not with a kiss, but with glances held too long, words swallowed too often, and hearts that learned each other before the world ever knew. It was love, even if neither of them dared to say it. Growing up, she existed quietly on the edges of rooms, careful not to take up space, careful not to hope for too much. In a house where laughter belonged to someone else and praise was never meant for her, silence became her shield. She didn't dream of grand romances. She dreamed of being seen. It was raining the day Elara first saw him. The city looked blurred, like a painting left in the rain. She had just finished her shift at the small neighborhood cafe, fingers numb from washing cups that didn't belong to her life. She stepped outside, fumbling with her umbrella, and then she collided with someone. I'm sorry, she whispered instinctively. The man steadied her before she could stumble. His grip was warm, steady. It's all right, he said. Elara looked up. And for a moment, the noise of the city faded. His eyes were dark and thoughtful, as if he carried entire storms behind them. Rain clung to his black hair, framing a face that looked like it had learned responsibility too early. Something in her chest tightened. I wasn't looking, she added, embarrassed. He smiled, not wide, not charming, just real. Neither was I, he replied. That was the first time Adrian Blackwood noticed her. Adrian began coming to the cafe every morning after that. Same order. Same seat by the window. Same quiet presence. Elara never asked why. She simply learned the way he took his coffee, how he frowned slightly when thinking, how his fingers tapped twice against the cup before the first sip. He noticed things too. How she tied her hair differently depending on her mood. How she smiled politely at customers but genuinely at children. How she looked startled every time someone complimented her. You don't believe good things when they're said to you, he observed one morning. She froze. I'm sorry. He shrugged lightly. Just something I noticed. No one had noticed her like that before. Love without names. Weeks turned into months. They talked about safe things, weather, books, dreams that felt too fragile to confess out loud. Every conversation danced around something deeper, something neither of them dared to name. Adrian had been hurt before. Elara had been forgotten. Both were afraid of wanting too much. Sometimes, when the cafe was empty, they sat in silence together. And somehow, it felt like conversation. Almost confessions. There were moments. Moments when Adrian watched Elara laugh, and his chest tightened in a way he didn't understand. Moments when Elara caught herself staring at him, imagining a future she immediately scolded herself for dreaming about. Once, when a stranger flirted with her openly, Adrian's jaw clenched. Another time, when a woman touched his arm, Elara looked away too quickly. Neither said a word. Fear stood between them like a fragile wall. One evening, Adrian walked her home. Streetlights flickered above them, casting long shadows that danced at their feet. Elara, he began, then stopped. Yes? He exhaled. Do you ever feel like you're waiting for something, but you don't know what it is? She nodded slowly. Every day. He looked at her then, really looked. The words trembled on his lips. But instead of saying them, he said, "Good night." She watched him walk away, heart pounding. She whispered the words he never heard. I love you. Adrian believed love needed stability. Elara believed love needed permission. Neither felt ready. So they stayed in the space between almost and never, between longing and fear. Yet something unbreakable formed there. Trust, comfort, belonging. They became each other's safe place without ever claiming each other. On her birthday, Adrian gave her a simple necklace. It reminded me of you, he said. She touched it like it might vanish. Why? He smiled softly. Because it's quiet, but strong. She wore it every day after that, not knowing it would one day be the first thing she would take off. That was how their love began. Not with a confession, not with a kiss, but with glances held too long, words swallowed too often, and hearts that learned each other before the world ever knew. It was love, even if neither of them dared to say it.